Now, there are a couple of different tools that are available, and let's take a look at them quickly. Okay? If we look at American Red Cross's website, we'll notice two things here. Number one, on their website, they have right here, Red Cross News. Okay? When people visit their website, they'll get updates on what's happening within the agency. On their website, we can click on this link here, and it'll tell us about the National Volunteer Week celebration that Red Cross is hosting. Further down, we see a little video clip of an interview that was held with Red Cross's Haiti response. So as opposed to being a website, say, of just information about getting assistance, or information about preparing and getting trained, or information about giving and getting involved, or information about working with the Red Cross, we have more than just that. They're letting the world know what's happening with Red Cross using a variety of tools. On their website, we have the video clip of the interview, we have a news column, and we have a little advertisement about Red Cross's National Volunteer Week celebration. Next, we have American Red Cross's YouTube page, their YouTube channel. They have a whole album of clips, whether they're interviews, whether they're overviews of Red Cross in general, or some details about an event that Red Cross held, etc. We can watch some of these clips. It'll give us a better idea of where Red Cross is holding. Next, we have Red Cross's Facebook page. First, we have the wall. This is where Red Cross posts updates about themselves. Next, we have information. This is information about Red Cross. This will be information about some of their programs. Next, we have boxes. We have photos, events, and YouTube box. And there are other things on Facebook as well. There are notes. There are you'll take a look. There are other very beneficial tabs that we can add on our YouTube page to maximize the relationship with our constituents. Next, we have Twitter. You'll notice Twitter is for very brief updates. The way Twitter works is we sign up for an account, and then we have people that follow us, people that want to follow our updates. The first update we'll see the American Red Cross post is we're answering your frequently asked questions about our response in Haiti. Here's part 2. This is a link to this YouTube clip. And we'll go through these little updates. Again, the way this works is that Red Cross will have people that follow them for updates. And every time Red Cross posts an update, it gets sent to the follower's Twitter account. Next, we have Flickr. Flickr is a web application that allows us to host pictures. of what we want. So American Red Cross will post pictures of all their events. They'll post pictures of their response in Haiti. They'll post pictures of their National Volunteer Week celebration, etc. And those can all be linked together. The next question we want to ask ourselves is why? And this is the most crucial question. Why would we bother with social media? Without a clear answer of why, it's very unlikely we'll ever succeed in our efforts using social media. Just because we can implement a social media policy doesn't necessarily mean that we should. We need to know the plan. We need to know what we're planning on doing. What are our agency's short-term goals? What are our agency's long-term goals? How does our agency define success? And this is on two fronts. This is on the agency's front, and this is on the social media policy front. What are the short-term goals of the agency, and what are the short-term goals of the social media program? What are the long-term goals of the agency? What are the long-term goals of the social media program? And how do we define success in our agency? And how do we define success of the social media program? Are we prepared? Do we have the appropriate staff? Do we have the appropriate technology? And do we have the appropriate commitment? The next thing we want to ask ourselves is where? Where are we going to implement this social media policy? So the first location we're going to target is wherever our constituents are. Facebook, for example. Facebook has roughly 400 million users. The average Facebook user spends about 55 minutes a day on Facebook. We need to keep that in mind when implementing a policy, a social media policy that involves Facebook. We have to remember that the overall quote-unquote social media playground, as far as Facebook is concerned, will be a percentage of those will only be a percentage of those 400 million users that have an interest in our agency, that have an interest in our cause. And that percentage of users will be spending a percentage of the roughly 55 minutes a day they spend on Facebook. That's the time and location that our constituents are on Facebook. YouTube. YouTube users watch roughly 83 clips a month. So of those users, or of those 83 clips a month that are watched by each user, we can assume a percentage will be of our agency. But again, it has to be within again, it'll be within the realm of everything YouTube has to offer. So if YouTube offers 500,000 clips a day, our clips are competing with those 500,000 clips that are posted every day, and only 83 of those 500,000 clips are watched by YouTube users per day, per month. But the upside is that growth is accelerating. People are spending more time on Facebook. People are spending more time on YouTube. They're spending more time on Twitter, Flickr, etc. The next place we want to implement this policy is where we get the best return on investment. Return on investment poses a limit. What if we want to listen? What if we're using social media to hear what our constituents are saying? What if we want to use social media to tell stories? What if we're using social media to broadcast? What if we want to receive support using social media? And what if we're trying to drive action? And what if we're trying to optimize search? What if we're trying to optimize search engine optimization? Trying to get more traffic to our website. If these are our measures of return on investment, then we're limited. And being that we'll always have a goal of return on investment, we'll always be limited. We'll be limited depending on what we're trying to accomplish using social media.